Welcome all of you to this particular live session where I'm going to talk. I'm going to, bring on Joy Cardillo from Austin, right straight to India. I'm going to talk about how to do a product research for Amazon. This session is going to be an awesome session, a most important session for all the Amazon sellers. As in India, we are coming up with the Prime sales now, followed by the Deepavali sales, and a lot of stuff is going to happen. It's very essential for everybody who is selling on Amazon or who is already selling on Amazon to know the importance of the product research and what all data points they should see, how, with the basis of the data, they can optimize everything. And I'll also talk about with Joey, and I want to understand this thing that I find some of the products which are trending on Google, but they are not trending on Amazon. So why it is so, and all about the product research, all about the success of you as a seller on Amazon. You're going to learn everything today. So in case you have joined me live, just you can say a hi in the comment box so that I can check on that you have just joined us, joined live in this particular session. And in less than 30 seconds of time, I'm going to bring Joey right in front of you to my screen. I'm going to ask certain important questions from him. And of course, I would like you guys to participate and engage in the discussion. Ask whatever questions comes into your mind regard to product research, product selling, or any other question, all related to Amazon. So let me just bring on Joey directly right in front of you, live from Austin. Welcome, Joey. Welcome, welcome, welcome to India. So we
Hello.
are not. Hello. How are you, Joey?
I'm doing very well. I'm happy to be here in India virtually and talk about Jungle Scout today. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you very much for giving us so much of time. Welcome, welcome, Arka. So thank you very much for giving us time, and really I want to get more understanding from you, and because everybody who's selling on Amazon in India really look forward to this particular tool. So today I want to pick up your brains and how we in India can really utilize that, and what are the benefits we can get from utilizing the services of Jungle Scout as well. So to begin with, I would like to understand more about Jungle Scout, the whole the concept and everything, how it got started, and just give a brief on that, and then we'll pick up the rest of the discussions.
Yeah, absolutely. So Jungle Scout started back in 2014 as a product research tool. Our CEO and founder, Greg Mercer, was an Amazon seller and noticed a need in the market for product research. At the time, everybody was just kind of launching products blindly, picking something, hoping it sells with no data to back their decision. So that was when he first introduced our Chrome extension and later our product database, very product research focused tools. And while product research remains like a core function and priority for Jungle Scout, 5 years later, we have developed our suite of tools to fit a lot of other needs, such as like supplier research, keyword research, sales analytics, inventory management. We're not necessarily an all-in-one suite that can do every single thing that a seller needs. But really our core and our mission is just to help entrepreneurs, e-commerce experts, and Amazon sellers succeed worldwide.
Perfect, thank you. That's a great tool. In fact, I'm using this tool, so I know the power of this particular tool. So why do you think before launching this business, or whether somebody is in the business and may not be getting the right numbers, so why do you think it's very important for them to really go through a research process completely? I would recommend that they should do the research even before launching the product. Some of the sellers have already launched the product, and when they don't find the right answers or not the right volume, then they look forward and try to research at what's going on with the product that they're selling on.
Yeah, great question. Product research is so important. The data behind a product is incredibly important. I'd say for two reasons at least. One is definitely just understanding the demand for a product and the competition. Do you want to launch something that is no one's interested in? And I think that's the problem a lot of people have. They might pick a product, launch it, sell it, but it turns out there's actually low interest. Not many people are searching for this product and want to purchase this product. Some sellers also won't consider seasonality. Seasonality is really important, and it's one of my favorite things like to look at in Jungle Scout is how a product trends over the course of the year. So before we hopped on this live call, we were talking about the upcoming holiday season and how sales are really spiking in October and December. And there's some products that sell really, really well in certain months of the year. Maybe they're holiday themed, or maybe they're for summer months or winter months. And even products that you think might sell like year round really well, perhaps for pets, you actually look at some seasonality data and you find they do spike in certain months. And maybe that's because more people are getting pets at that time. I'm not really sure, but the data tells a story, and that story can help influence your decisions on what to sell and when to sell it. And some people will launch a product without looking at data and go in blind.
Yes.
And it's kind of like playing darts blindfolded, and you might hit the bullseye, you might get lucky, but having that data to really just help guide your decision-making process. And if you have 3 products you want to sell, you can use data to say, okay, I think this will be the best decision for me. It can sell consistently year round. So that's where it's really helpful, as a sort of guiding tool in your decision.
So how accurate the data what a seller can really get if they get into the product tool Jungle Scout?
Yeah, so you can expect the data to be around 90% accuracy rate, and that's a good point. So Jungle Scout and all of the other extensions and tools out there that tell you monthly sales data, it is always an estimate. Amazon doesn't open up their algorithm and sales data for us, so we are making estimates. But what gives Jungle Scout a competitive advantage is definitely just how long we've been around. So we've been, working on our algorithm and scraping Amazon's data since 2014. We have a really strong relationship with Amazon's corporate headquarters and the people there. And we've also just invested a lot in our team and had our team grow so much over the past few years. We have more data scientists and engineers working on always improving our accuracy. So it is the best in class and the most accurate of any other tool out there. But you do have to understand that, yes, they are estimates. And a recent case study we ran showed that we were around like 90 to 94% accuracy. And the nearest competitor was around like 80%. So
that's a good competitive edge. I think if you know already that this product is successful on Amazon, this product is selling hot, then I think when I use the tool, I look at a lot of parameters, and I think which you'll be able to describe it more. That I check the LQS score also. I check the number of competitors, how many number of sellers are there on the same product latching on, what's my buy box pricing, what's the landing price to me. So I have to consider every fact rather than just picking up anything randomly and try to start selling. And when every seller is doing, I think the best part what I like about your tool, what you can explain it more, is the academy part. Anybody, because everybody who's watching this live or maybe the recorded session also, you will find a link above or below this video to sign up for a 14 days trial for Jungle Scout. The best part what I like about Jungle Scout is they have a complete academy, and they are running weekly webinars with every member of them, and I attend those webinars. It happens in their time zone. So for me in India, that happens somewhere around 12:30 in the midnight, late night. But I do attend those webinars, and they're awesome. They're theme-based webinar. They're talking about PPC sometime. They're talking about the research of. They're talking about different themes. They're talking about. That's what I like the most. That they are continuously updating. They're continuously upgrading, and continuously they are supporting each and every seller from across the world. So I think you can talk about more about how a seller can really learn if they get participate into this particular tool. How the sellers will able to really learn and master everything.
Yeah, great question. And I'm glad you mentioned the academy. Greg, when he founded Jungle Scout, was very interested in providing free resources and training for everybody. I think that's so important when selling on Amazon. I've been selling on Amazon for 2 years. And when I started with Jungle Scout, I joined a bunch of Facebook communities and groups to help me learn. There's a lot of courses out there as well, but the Jungle Scout Academy, it's kind of 2 parts. So one is it's tutorials on our actual product. So teaching you to really use Jungle Scout and all of the features and tools. as best you can to really, optimize your experience and empower you on the platform. And the second half is really an A to Z course on how to sell on Amazon, taught by Lenny. So that helps walk through the steps of selling on Amazon. And then, yeah, we do definitely have, for every new customer that signs up, we have an onboarding webinar. I'll sometimes host them, so you might see me on there. But yeah, just bringing in sellers and new sellers, people looking to start selling, really any type of seller has something to learn in the academy. We find new sellers are the tool in Jungle Scout that new sellers most often use. I was thinking it would be like keyword research because they're trying to make their PPC campaigns better, but it's actually still our product research tools. And that's because sellers are always looking to launch new products and more products. And we do definitely cater, while a lot of our content is helping new sellers get started up and learn the process. We do have, weekly sessions. Currently, I'm actually doing a mastermind series with Liren Horsecorn. He's with Incrementum Digital, and he's, I'm not a PPC expert, but Liren is, and Liren's in there every week, talking about in-depth PPC strategies. So if you are a seasoned seller, I still think there's a lot of great content in there for you to learn, and then of course the tools that can help you with your business.
Definitely, yeah. In case everybody who's watching with us live, if you have any questions in between, just type in your question. I'll pick up at the appropriate time. I'll just pick up your question and show the question on your screen also. So another thing, Joy, I want to understand from you is, a lot of times I see a product is trending on Google. I can see a lot of Google trend is happening, but correspondingly on Amazon, the numbers are not there. So without research, I believe nobody can search it. How this happens? Like, is the algorithms are different of Amazon and Google? Are there two different search algorithms or something? What is that you can share about it? Because I find a lot of queries from the sellers that, hey, this product is trending high on Google, and I see a lot of search result is coming on Google, but when they're selling on Amazon, they're not getting the right traction for that, the same product.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a really good question. So they are two separate search algorithms entirely. Amazon's is the A9, or I think we might be on A10 algorithm, and Google is a separate search engine algorithm. So while they are different, they can often correlate with product trends. And that's something that Jungle Scouts like extension can show you, is the Amazon data, and then also link to the Google Trends data, because that's definitely a great way to, we were talking about how important historical data is and seasonality, and that's where Google Trends can really help you understand where a product is trending. So I think the main reason that's going to be different is that Amazon search engine is entirely customer intent to purchase. Every single search on Amazon, the customer, the user, is putting that search in with the intent to buy something or look at something that they're looking to buy. With Google, that's not always the case, because Google is this wider range search engine that you could put in anything and literally anything. It catches up a wide, a range of things. So if something's trending like on Amazon, because it is more niche and product focused, you might see that trend higher than something on Google where it might look a little lower. But I think that's still really important because it can still give you an idea of like how popular something is or maybe how niche it is. And we also actually, I think, just saw a study that showed that, at least in the US, 67% of first online searches are on Amazon for products. So the 2 out of every 3 customers will go first to Amazon to look for a product before going to Google or Best Buy or, a retail shop. So that's why I love like Amazon data and the keyword data behind it, because it's all just has this intent to purchase. Whereas I think Google might be a little more casual, you're browsing, you're looking around. But then also on the flip side, you might see a product search that there's nothing on Amazon, no one's selling it. So then someone turns to Google and tries to find it on Google. And then that's maybe when there's like a Flipkart website or something more niche selling that product.
Perfect. So, what are the key things what sellers should? I think even a lot of sellers do the data mining, they do some data research, but I believe they're still not able to see the finer details. What all things they should be looking, because as far as the entire selling process of e-commerce is finding the right product, a great product to sell.
Mhm.
Then you find your platform to sell, and then you make your strategies to sell, make your pricing and everything. And for me, I think 80% success lies on the right kind of a product you pick up. Because whatever strategy you make, if there is no demand behind that particular product, you're not going to win that. You're not at all going to win any kind of a numbers to it. So there has to be an audience behind that product. So
Mhm.
what are the data points you would like to share, Joey, with us, that every seller should look up to it? What all the things, And we have a question in between. I think you will answer, display on the screen also, so you can just check on the
Perfect.
question and answer that as we move on.
Yeah, good question. So the question is, does Jungle Scout have any included India market for data analysis? And yes, we do. So both our product database, our opportunity finder, and our extension will work with the India marketplaces. Coming up soon is Keyword Scout. Keyword Scout is the only tool that does not yet support the India marketplace, but it soon will. The team is working on it. So to your question on, what data points should sellers be look at, what is most
Yeah.
important? So obviously the monthly number of sales, how many transactions this product is getting a month, and then also that profit calculator. If this product is selling for $30 USD, how much is someone actually buying that product for? What's the landed cost to manufacture that good? So what margin is left for me to make profit on? And then understanding that, if your profit margin is $10, it's not going to be $10 in your pocket, because you will have to put some money into Amazon advertising. But
Yes.
$10 is still a healthy amount. So there's a couple of factors that, like, Jungle Scout points out. So we do have one thing called the opportunity score. And this is an algorithm that looks at a product's demand, competition, profit margin, and the listing quality of products in its space, and then kind of gives you a quick read on, hey, this product or this niche has very, very high demand and a very high competition, so maybe I wouldn't want to launch a product where everything has thousands of reviews. But this product has, low demand but medium competition, and that's also, medium competition but low demand. Maybe low demand but low competition is good, because the demand might increase and I'm there at the beginning of the niche as it grows. So, a lot of people will also launch products in like medium demand, medium competition, because, data, we've been talking a lot about data, and data is incredibly important. But I also think that there's this other half of product research and launching on Amazon that's not necessarily about the data. It's really that sort of creative process when it comes to branding and marketing your product. So, when I'm looking at niches or products to sell, if the data lines up, the data looks good, and the data says that, this would be a wise decision, or a potential product, this product has potential. If you launch a product that has poor images, poor copy, poor bullets and title, and a bad description, and especially the images, I think images are incredibly important. If they're poorly photoshopped and there's only a couple of them, then your conversion rate is going to be really poor. And if you have a bad conversion rate, you're not going to have a lot of sales. And then Amazon's algorithm is going to say this, no one wants to buy this product, so your ranking will go down. So you always need to be asking yourself, when looking at products, and if the data lines up, that's great. Go to the second phase, start talking to suppliers, because you might talk to 3 suppliers and find that all of them are a little too expensive or maybe hard to communicate with. So you might want to move on to another product. But almost most importantly is, once you have that product at an Amazon warehouse and ready to sell, how are you going to market it? How are you going to brand it? How are you going to show that your listing and your product is better than everybody else's? Because if the
Yes.
data says that your competition is making $30,000 a month in sales, that's great. You can then take some of that, from all your competitors and build your listing up to $30,000 plus a month of sales. But if their listing is better than yours, then no one's going to buy your product. So that's why data will guide your decision, but then it's really up to the seller to, create an impactful, high converting listing.
Exactly. I think the last mastermind session you have, which I attended also, with this PPC was covered. The point of agenda was whatever PPC you run, if
Mm-hmm.
your product is not the right product you are promoting in, if your listing is not correctly there, the images are not there, you've not mentioned the correct content to it, nothing is going to work. PPC is going to try to show your product on top of the page, but overall the customer is not showing interest. So every aspect of your selling, which that is why I say I love the academy so much, because of this reason, that everything is systemized and organized and available. It's a click of a button. You just selected what really you want to learn today. And the weekly
Mm-hmm.
webinars are really so helpful for everyone. And I keep attending those sessions, so I can just vouch for it and say that they're so valuable. And this even helps me to teach other sellers, which I teach in India. But I
Mm-hmm.
get a lot of knowledge, which is something which is new for me also. So that's where I really want everybody to really test on this tool and try to be a part of those weekly webinars, where you're going to learn so much of the inside story of Amazon, that they're really going to be 10 notch up from entire competition which is there around. So when it comes now, somebody's using your tool and they're able to really fit on the product and everything. What more data point they should see? Basically, what you can say, what 5 top points they should really see? Like you mentioned already, that we have got high demand niche, we got high competition to it, we got medium niche, medium competition, we got low demand, low competition, we got all these parameters are there.
Mm-hmm.
So what are the, like, should I enter into a niche which is like high demand, high competition, or should I stick to a medium situation? What should be an ideal situation for somebody who is just starting up this business? Because there are
Yeah.
two types of people: either they run their own private label brand, or maybe they are resellers. And when somebody is reselling for a brand, the margins are already squeaked up, or it's already low, and they try to get into a niche where so many sellers are there, so much competition is there, also high demand, but the margins
Right.
are already low because of this huge competition going on.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the ideal recommendation from your side?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I'll tell a little story. The first product I sold was this. It's a case for a case. It's a case for Amazon's AirPods, or sorry,
Okay,
Apple's AirPods. But it's
absolutely.
just a case. It's very simple. I was looking to get started, and I was looking for a cheap product. And these cost me about $1 USD each. And when I first launched it, I was able to sell them for $20 to $25, which was an amazing margin. That was awesome. But 6 months later, so many people have entered the niche, and even the
Yes.
suppliers themselves, that now you can buy these for like $5, $7. So it totally shot my margins, and I no longer sell this product. It was still a really helpful learning experience for me, and paved the way for me to launch more products and do better in the future. But this was a niche that started out with low competition and low demand, but I knew that Apple AirPods were coming out soon, and tens of million people are going to buy these. So some people will look for a case. So I kind of jumped ahead of the hype train and was able to ride this wave of growth as the niche went from low and low to high and high. But by the time it got to high and high, I was burnt out. I could no longer make money.
Yeah.
So, if it's a first time seller or someone looking to get started, I definitely wouldn't recommend either that low or high. Probably
Okay.
somewhere right in the middle is pretty healthy. You do want some competition because you also want some demand. So I think that sort of medium demand, medium competition is a great place to start. Um,
Right.
it might be the sign that, hey, this isn't too niche. You can guarantee that people are going to be searching for this product, and people will see your listing and find your product. And I think that's what's most important. If you enter something that's a low niche, it's kind of rolling the dice on like how it picks up. Like it's kind of like with fidget spinners. If you remember how crazy
Mhm.
popular those were a few years ago, I had a friend that I met through selling on Amazon, and he was selling fidget spinners for a couple months and like had no interest. and then just got super lucky because they exploded and he made skyrocketed in sales, and he was selling like 1 million plus a month. But now he still has thousands in stock 2 years later, and no one wants them
No
at
one is
all. Like
buying
no
actually.
one will buy them. Yeah. So that's why I think that medium is really good, because you say, hey, there's competition here, but I'm going to do better than them, right? I'm going to beat the competition. I'm going to have a better listing and a better product. I want competition because I also want that search term. I want that demand. So the opportunity score is a good way to sort of gauge that. But I also want to point out that, like, you shouldn't always rely on this opportunity score or this niche score. Like, definitely take the time to manually look at the product, look at the competition. You know, we talked about gauging your competition and asking yourselves how I can do it better and market my product differently. But we've also I've stumbled on a couple of niches. One in particular it's called a cat calming collar, and it's like an anxiety relief collar for house cats. So pretty niche, right? And if you search for that product on Amazon, you'll find a couple, maybe around 12 to 20 cat calming collars. And then the rest of the products on that first page are just regular cat collars that are not for anxiety at all. So when you run Jungle Scout or any other tool, it's going to tell you like that it's going to probably be a bit lower on that opportunity score, maybe like a 6 out of 10. And it'll say because there's high demand, or it'll say high demand and high competition. But in reality, the cat calming collar is actually so niche that there's not enough people selling it to fill up the first page on Amazon. And that's why you're seeing regular cat collars. And cat collars, obviously, that's very, very broad. That's going to be crazy high competition, crazy high demand. It's very, you know, every cat needs a collar. Whereas something like a cat calming collar is very niche. You have to have an anxious cat, I guess. I don't know how you diagnose that, and then want to help your cat. So essentially we found that, like, when we manipulated Jungle Scout's results and removed all of the cat collars that had, you know, like $400,000 a month in sales with 10,000 reviews, the opportunity score went up and up and up. So at first glance, you might look at this and think like, oh, this is too saturated. There's too much competition. But if you do that little manual look and look a little closer, you'll find, oh, this is actually so niche that there's not even enough people selling it to make the first page. And that, for me, is like, maybe this is something that I want to sell.
True. So it is a niche, and the niche, so kind of a sub niche or the micro niche, you can say. So as more micro you go, the competition actually, you know, diminishes, because then you are only few sellers who are typically targeting that. Everybody's targeting that cat's collar now. It's becoming more niche to it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Suresh, welcome. I got your message. Hello, Rachit. Hello, Joy. Thank you. Thank you for the message. Yeah, perfect. So now, what is your best advice? Now, this festive season is coming in, and I think this is the time when a lot of new sellers plan to, you know, join this bandwagon, because everybody sees this opportunity that, you know, is the most the bestest of the time of the year, especially in India, when all these festivities, Deepavali, Navratras, New Year, everything is going around the corner. In US, of course, the Black Friday is going to happen. So what is that you have your advice for everybody who wants to join in, and what are the benefits they can get if they really do the product research, and what are the data points they should really focus on? As you said, I think that's a great golden nugget I picked from you, that medium demand and medium competition should be targeted one when you're starting your business. Because if you jump into high competition and high demand kind of a situation, they're already thousands and thousands of people already selling it out. Even you join the bandwagon, you will have to squeeze on your profits to a level that will not be able to really make much of the money. So you need to think from those angles also. And especially this happens when you are picking up the branded product, because all the branded product will come with squeezed margins to it. But in case you're making your own private label kind of a thing, then you can work in different things. You know, you can if you join this academy, what I learned from this academy, a great thing, that you should map the competition also. See what the competition is doing, what they are doing, what kind of problems their customers are facing on. and then you plan your product accordingly, that you are actually hitting on that problem and solving that problem before you launch your product, because otherwise you will also get the same feedback and everything. I think you can tell more about this thing, Joy. This point is very great, that they should really map the competition before they jump into the same product even.
Definitely, yeah. Looking at your competition is extremely important. And then also in terms of, this holiday and all the sales season starting with Black Friday, Prime Week, Christmas, you name it. The seasonality and the seasonal historical data of a product is really important. I know right now too, Amazon, due to COVID restrictions, they may be limiting new sellers to send in only 200 units of product to their warehouse, which honestly I think is great. And I think, we've seen a lot of sellers at Jungle Scout kind of stop and say, oh, I'm going to just wait until Q1 to start selling. But my advice would be, it's never too late. The best time was yesterday. The next best time is now. If you can get 200 units in Q4, you're probably going to sell all 200 of those units. And excuse me, it's kind of like a micro launch as well. And I think a great strategy for a new seller, if you don't want to invest and spend more money on 1,000+ units, if you can sell 200 units of a product, you can definitely sell 1,000 or 2,000 or 10,000. So starting now, getting your products in the door, selling through that 200, learning the process, learning how Amazon's system works, extremely beneficial. And then by the time Amazon lifts those COVID restrictions and allows sellers to sell in any amount of products, you'll already have that 200 in and selling, and then you can order more and fulfill that inventory. So, with seasonality data too, that's something that Jungle Scout does really well with our extension and our opportunity finder. So the opportunity finder is actually probably my favorite way to do product research. And, definitely, like we've mentioned, check out the Academy. It has tutorials on how to use it step by step. But it essentially uses keyword search data to find products, or niches rather. So the product database or extension, you're looking at individual products, but the opportunity finder actually just looks at search terms. So you're kind of really quickly able to find things that customers are searching for, and then you can go to Amazon and look at all the individual products. But this tool also brings in historical keyword data from Amazon. And then you can also look on Google and Google Trends and see keyword data there and get an idea of, hey, this product is only selling in December, so maybe I don't want to launch that. But yeah, it's definitely, there's a lot of things to consider what product to sell. But I think we've, throughout the themes we've talked about in this webinar, it's really been three things, right? So one is the data points, the demand, the competition, the number of sales, your profit margin. Number two is the marketing and branding side. How do I want to display my product? How I'm going to beat my competition? What story will my product tell? My images, my listing quality, etc. And then lastly would just be seasonality in data and how that product trends and sells over time.
True, definitely, yes. So guys, everybody who is there live with us, I would like you to please start asking questions now. We'd like to conclude it with the questions. In case you have any questions for Joey, or maybe you want to ask something to me, just post your questions so that we can address it live in a moment. In case you're watching this as a replay, you can drop your question below as a comment and I'll get back to you. In case I have to take inputs from Joey, I'll take the inputs from him and get back to you for that matter. One last question I would like to ask Joey, just out of the way, that somebody plans to launch a product which has got no historical data to it. How much risky it could be for an Amazon seller?
Yeah, that's a good question. So the product has no historical data. So that either means that the product has been on Amazon for typically less than 30 days is when we'll need to start pulling data for a product. Or it's just not on Amazon at all and it's a brand new product. So my advice would be, if you do have a brand new product and there's something that you can't get historical data for, then look at similar products, right? Ask what purpose does that product serve? What's the benefit of using this product? Because that's the thing with most products, right? There's an end benefit, and there's normally a million ways to get there. So for an example, we talked about the cat calming collar. There were some results on that first page I remember seeing that were cat calming sprays, and they were little spray cans for your cat. So those aren't collars, but they are related, and they have the same purpose to reduce stress or anxiety in your cat. Same thing with an AirPod case. Like, is there another way to protect your AirPods? Maybe not. Maybe case is probably the best. But a cat calming collar, there are other ways to reduce stress. So ask yourself, like, this new product that you're considering selling that doesn't have historical data, what's the user problem or end result that the user gets from using that product? What's that benefit? And then you could look at products that have a similar benefit and similar results, right? Let's say, how do I stop biting my nails? And there's products on Amazon like stress balls, fidget spinners, just a variety of different things. And I think the market, if you have a good product that solves a need and solves a problem for a customer, then chances are there's other products related out there trying to do a similar thing. And you could use their data to gauge interest and gauge seasonality, demand, search volume. And I think if you found a product where that need has a relatively like medium to high search volume and people are looking for other products that help solve that problem, then you should totally go ahead and launch it. Because if you're first to market with this new innovative product, you'll start showing up on Amazon beneath the product listing. They have like items related to and similar products. So you might be looking at a cat calming collar, but then you see in similar products, oh, there's actually this spray. And I really like the collar my cat has on it, so I don't want to replace his collar. I'll just get this spray instead. And that's where, you have a user going to purchase one thing, and then they find something similar but different that they're actually interested in more, and then they purchase your product. So if there is no historical data, definitely do still a little research, see who your competitors would be to gauge demand and search volume. But then if it looks good, then go do it and you're first to market. That's a great place to be.
Yeah, I think they should start with some low numbers, maybe 100 numbers to start with, and then they can just grow the production capacity and everything. I think that's that is something which I was wondering, that if somebody is really getting into something which is not there, what should be the right setting? I think you have given a perfect answer to that. So I think I would like to now conclude the session here. Anything, Joy, you want to add? And any questions? If you guys have any questions into your mind coming up, please ask now so that we can address it. Right, we are live right now. Anything, Joy, from your side, especially for the team in India, because everybody is joined in from India, and people will be replaying it. I'll be sending this, the recorded replay to all my community members through email and every place. So they'll be watching it again. So any special message for the sellers of Amazon India?
Well, thank you for having me. I know it's early in Austin, but late in India. So I'm sure that's why a lot of viewers who would be live are probably asleep right now. But good morning when you see us. My advice to India sellers is to take action and take action now. We've actually, one of the most memorable stories for me as a seller, I started selling on Amazon in 2017. And I remember hearing a story of a Jungle Scout customer who lives in India and was making around $300 a year. And he started selling on Amazon. He had 3 children and a wife, and started selling on Amazon. And very quickly started to make $100, $200, $300 a month. And that was life-changing money for him and his family. It was a huge increase in the money coming in and very helpful for them. And we watched him grow over a year or two, and we'd always check back in and we're interested in him and his business. And by the end of it, he was doing over $10,000 a month on Amazon, which was more money than he could have hoped to save in years of working the job he was at. And that's amazing. And that's what I love like so much about selling on Amazon is I think the process is really fun. I love the creativity. I love being able to, private label brand your product and sort of like be your own boss and own that. But what I love the most is like the actual difference it's making in people's lives. So that's why my biggest recommendation to sellers in India or really sellers anywhere is to take action every day if you can, putting aside an hour to work on your Amazon business and also asking yourselves like why I'm doing this, what's the end goal? What do I want to achieve? Whether that's more money, financial freedom, helping your family, whatever it is, Amazon, selling on Amazon is a means to achieve that goal. And then there's also there's the why factor, but also I would say, how would you put it? It's kind of a tough one. Like I would say, there's a lot of stories out there and you don't have to build an empire online. You don't have to be making millions of dollars and driving a Lamborghini to be successful. That's not true. And I know there's a lot of stuff on YouTube, people flashing nice cars and all this money that they made on Amazon. And some sellers may look at themselves doing $1,000 a month and then those sellers doing hundreds or millions of dollars a month and like feel bad or compare themselves to them. But you shouldn't do that. Like success is different for everybody. You don't need an e-commerce empire and a Lamborghini. You need, for the mother who gets to stay at home with her kids and work, or for me, I get to pay off my student loans and college debt. Or maybe you just cover the mortgage or rent for your apartment. Like whether it's a couple $100 in profit a month or a couple thousand or tens, hundreds, you name it. Success is there at all levels for everybody on Amazon.
Definitely. In fact, one thing I would like to add as a seller, that the joy what I get when I receive orders from across my country. My country has got the length and breadth of the country is so huge. When I'm sitting at one corner of the country and serving to the different parts of the country, serving the need of those customers, and they just order it in next 2-3 days of time, the order reaches them, the happiness they get, the satisfaction they get, the kind of convenience I give to them sitting at my place, and of course, it is also giving us profits to me as well as satisfaction to me. That's I think a more added feature for any Amazon seller. That's why I say, if you are still not, you're just watching this, this particular session live or recorded, and you're yet to join Amazon, please go ahead, do it. You need my support in terms of teaching you. I teach in India, I can do it, and you can just connect with me on that. And my topmost recommendation for everybody around that side, teach in my inner circle also, go ahead and don't run your business without really getting those numbers from the JS. And this Jungle Scout Academy is too powerful a concept, and those weekly webinars are too powerful that you're going to get amazing tons of value which you're going to get. And you want to try this out, you will find the link below or above this video. You'll find the link to really start your 14 days trial, and of course whatever offers are lined up, you will automatically get access to it. There's also some prime deals you are coming up. That's also, I've shared the prime link also below this video, so they can check the prime deal also. Anything last any last piece you want to add on? We are done. It's done now.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I very much look forward to seeing you and your audience more so in our upcoming academy and webinars. I see we do have a quick question in the chat if Jungle Scout offers a free trial. So any Jungle Scout plan or purchase does come with a 14-day trial or money back guaranteed. So you can definitely sign up for Jungle Scout, use it for 14 days, and if you're not interested, you can cancel for no cost. So, we'll also have the links in the description and above this video. We've set the community up with the best deals and offers, so they'll definitely have discounts on all of Jungle Scout's plan as well, so you can get started. I think one plan is 30% off a 3-month bundle. And I really like that plan because I think that 3 months is those 90 days is typically what I aim for to launch a new product. From the product research phase to the supplier sourcing to the building the listing and marketing your product, 90 days I think is enough time to get your product into Amazon. And I mean, lately too, for any sellers that are already selling, we just launched a brand new feature called Review Automation.
Yeah.
This automates your review process. It's a lot easier to get reviews on Amazon than it was a couple of years ago. And Amazon introduced a great way to do it, but you had to manually click a button for every single order, and it was very tedious. So Jungle Scout has automated that process, and I know sellers are really happy with that and loving how much time it's saving.
That's a new feature. You know, Amazon has got a request a review button. So request a review button, you can do it on your own manually to every case. But in case you're a Jungle Scout user, you will get that feature of automation. Just set it on automation, and with every order, you set up once. With every order which reaches to your customer, after specific days of time, this auto mail will go for a feedback and a review from your customer. So that's a feature which you are going to get integrated with your Jungle Scout account. So that's a great feature. I've been testing it out, and it's a great feature.
Awesome. Yeah, it's good to hear. I know sellers are loving it. Any time saved is much welcome.
Yeah, thank you. And I think they have got a very nice support team which is available. In case you have any questions, you can always reach out to the support team. And in case you're part of the My Community, you're definitely going to get a lot of help. In case you have any specific questions, Joey, just drop the comments below. Even if you're watching this replay, we'll get it addressed for you. So I think thank you very much, Joey. Thank you for your time. And I think yours is like what AM in the morning right now, 9:30. What's the time now?
It's about 9:46 in the morning. So my day, this is a great start to the day. I couldn't ask for a better person to spend my morning with. So we're back to work after this, and you enjoy your night's sleep.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody who's watching it live. Thank you very much. And I hope you love this session. Just go ahead, try it out. It's for you. Thank you. Thank you, Joey. Thank you very much. Ending this live stream now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.